Let me tell you the story of the drum. There was once a boy who wanted a drum. He wanted a drum more than anything else. He and his mother lived in the mountains, far from the city. Son, I have grown rice. I will take the rice to the city and sell it and bring fruit and vegetables. Do you like mangoes? Yes. What do you want, my son? Mother, all I want is a drum. Oh, his mother thought, I don't have enough money to buy a drum. Goodbye, my son. She walked through the forest all the way to the city. There she sold the rice and she bought fruit and vegetables. Of course, she remembered mangoes. On the way back, she thought, I have no more money. I couldn't buy a drum. And she felt sad and began to cry. She walked through the forest and there she met a little old man with a long grey beard who said, Why are you so sad? Oh, I want to buy a drum for my son, but I don't have money. The little man held up a stick. You need this more than me. Well, the mother took the stick and she carried the stick with the bag of fruit and vegetables back home. And she said to her son, Oh, my boy, I have a stick for you. A stick. And she told the boy about the little man with the long grey beard who said, You need this more than me. Thank you, mother. The boy had a good heart. It's not a drum, but I can play a rhythm with this stick. And he began to hit the door. He began to hit the ceiling. He began to hit the floor. Everything he found he played with his stick. He was walking along and there was an old woman. But she was unhappy. I cannot make a fire. The wood is not dry. How can I make a fire? She wanted to make bread, but the smoke was getting in her eyes and making her cough. She wanted to make bread, but she couldn't make a fire. And the boy heard the old woman and said, You need this more than me. The old woman took the stick, put it on her fire, and soon it was hot. And she began to bake bread on the fire. Soon she had made plenty of bread. You can have this piece of bread. You have a good heart. The boy took that piece of Indian bread, but it was hot. And he walked along and thought, Now I don't have a stick, I have a piece of bread. He came to a mother and she had a baby that was crying, Wah, wah, wah. Oh, please stop crying, my child, you're hungry, but I have no food for you. Wah, wah, wah. The boy heard this and said, You need this more than me. He gave the bread to the mother. She fed a piece of bread to the child. Wah, wah, ah, oh, ah. She fed more bread to the child. And when the baby had finished eating, the baby fell asleep. Oh, thank you, said the mother. You are kind. You have a good heart. I make pots, water pots. You can have this pot of water. Well, the boy took the pot of water, walked away. Thank you. Now I don't have a piece of bread. I have a water pot. He walked along and played with the water pot. It made a wonderful sound. He came to a place that was empty, but he heard a voice. Help me, I am thirsty, I need water. But there was no one around. He heard the voice again. Help me, I'm thirsty, I need water. The boy came to a hole. He looked down and there in the hole was a man in the deep hole. Help me, I'm thirsty. You need this more than me. And the boy passed down the pot of water to the man in the hole. The man drank the water. Oh, I have been in this hole for 3 days. Why? Said the boy. Robbers came. They hit me, they took my money, they took everything. My horse ran away. They threw me in the hole, and you have saved me. You have a good heart. I will help you out of the hole. And the boy pulled the man out of the hole. I am a rich man, but now I have nothing. But then they heard, oh, my horse is coming back, my beautiful white horse. Well, the horse, they climbed on, and the man began to ride, and the boy held on behind, and they rode, and they rode, and they rode across the land. They came to the rich man's beautiful house. You see, I told you I was rich. I have many horses. You have a good heart. I give you this white horse. You're giving me the horse, said the boy. He couldn't believe it. He rode on the horse, and you know how he loved rhythm. Soon the horse was dancing. Oh, I have a horse. Before I had a water pot, but now I have a fine white horse. He came to a group of people. They looked so unhappy. They had their pipes and their lutes and their drums, but they weren't playing. Why are you so sad? Oh, we are wedding musicians. This man is to get married today, but he hasn't got a horse to ride on. And you know, here in this part of India, in our culture, how can a man ride to his wedding without a horse? Well, the boy looked at the poor bridegroom. He was wearing a beautiful suit, and he was so unhappy. You need this more than me. You're giving me your horse? Yes, said the boy. Well, the man climbed onto the horse, the beautiful white horse, and began to ride the dancing horse. And the musicians began to play on their pipes and their lutes and their drums, and the boy followed behind. They walked and played and danced all the way to the wedding. The bride was wearing a beautiful sari. Oh, she was wonderful to look at. There was the ceremony. The man and the wife were married. There was food, good Indian curry. There was drinking, delicious mango juice. And the musicians played and everyone danced. Through the night they danced, and in the morning the father of the bride came to the wedding musicians and said, here I give you silver coins because you have played so beautifully. And the musicians looked at the boy and they said, it's because of you that we could play. Because of you we have got this money. We will give you a drum. And, well, there he was with a drum. Oh, thank you, he said. I've always wanted a drum. He danced all the way back to his mother. And when he played, his mother came running outside. My boy, you have a drum. Yes, mother. It's all because you gave me a stick. And he told his mother the whole story about the stick and the bread and the water pot and the horse and the drum. Oh, and his mother said, it's not because of the stick, my boy. It's because you have a good heart. You always said you need this more than me when someone was in need. And the more you gave, the more you got. And the more you got, the more you gave. And the boy and his mother laughed as they danced and they danced and they danced.